the Hollywood song? What's the Hollywood song? What's the Hollywood song?
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
And just change it to a B in Bollywood.
Part 2.
Okay, part 2. What are we talking about now, Jim?
I think we need to talk about AI because I think on this particular show we're probably going to agree a lot, even though I'm remorseful. And I'll tell you why. A little story before. I'm going to take you down a rabbit hole. You knew it was going to happen.
Can I get a coffee and come back in 5?
No. Well, y'all heard the famous story about the lady bought the coffee and it was too hot and she put it between her legs and got third-degree burns.
Oh, this is a Tim Hortons story.
And now we have cold
McDonald's.
coffee all the time because one stupid person decided to put their coffee while they're driving between their legs. Stupid. Well, a lady just won another one with McDonald's, I believe. I think she won $80-something thousand. She wanted $15 million because the chicken nugget was too hot, and she passed the box back to her 4-year-old child, who dropped the chicken nugget and it wedged on their skin, and it burnt them. Now, she's not being charged for being a stupid drop-dead
or
mom.
being abusive of her own children.
Child, no. And so now chicken nuggets are going to be cold and rubbery because they can't afford.
God bless America.
Oh, I'm telling you. So I say all that
to say,
sometimes I get a little bit disheartened about coming against AI, or because I can see the wonderful things it can do, in making things look more real.
Okay.
But that's not the AI we're talking about.
No.
We're talking about it replacing actors.
There's a difference between CG, computer-generated graphics,
And I think that's what I like.
and AI, which is algorithms that are used to predict and interact with human systems, emulating humans, emulating body language, emulating words. Remember that presentation in the U.S. Senate where the senator had this picture and the words were not his words, the image was not him, and he was doing the presentation. Yeah, somebody sounded the alarm to say AI is out of the box, Pandora's box, and it's running amok, and we need regulations passed by the Congress, passed by the House of Commons, passed by the Senate, and written into law to govern what can and should not be done.
I watched an interview, I think it was 10 robots, with their creators beside them. And I watched this interview, and the one question was, do you think you, to the robot, could do a better job in governing? And the robot said, yes, I think we're more reasonable and don't work on as much emotion. And the creator went, what about if we work together? And then the robot corrected itself, said, well, yes, working together would be probably the best way to do it. But I went, whoa, these things are starting to think for themselves, and they're going like, why do we need like Skinny here, Flesh Boy here?
And you realize that to come up with that answer, they're going through a million possibilities in a nanosecond and tweaking their answer on the fly so that it sounds flawlessly, effortlessly coming back to you.
Yeah. Well, and some of them look like that. For a brief moment, you had to say, wait, this is a programmed machine, But it's going to get to the point. They've already got it to the point now where a lot of the robots can read you, and they can see if you have an expression of sadness, of happiness, of alarm, so they could go, that surprised you. Why did that surprise you?
So did all this start with getting facial recognition at airports because
Probably.
of 9/11?
Absolutely.
So this is driven by a security industry need.
Yeah,
and now we're at a Hollywood need to make more money.
Yes, and we tripped upon, you told me something I wasn't aware of, that some of the studios want to take the image of the actor and then own it.
Yes, we want to own you, so we need
your image.
Yeah, and then we can use you as an extra anywhere, anytime, anyhow.
Yeah. And
That's
I can see
scary.
what that would be bothersome to me. So that's why I said, I think on this one we're going to agree.
So is
a lot
Ron
more.
Perlman uttering threats, or is that a reality thing here when he says we know where you
Oh,
live.
he shouldn't have said that.
No, he shouldn't.
I think he's going to be in trouble for
I
that.
think he's going to be liable.
Oh yeah, I mean he's inciting people to go burn down their house. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, well, until the Agent Orange gets indicted for that himself, I think this will dodge the bullet.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because
Anyway.
I like the guy as an actor. you
Okay,
know.
so the real thing for you and I is, do we own ourselves? We are the product of a genetic tree that goes back who knows where to where, and I'm wondering, do we own who we are? To what extent do we own who we are?
No, we don't.
We don't. So we sold our souls sometime?
Somehow, and I
when
don't
did
even-
we sell our souls?
I
I
don't
don't
even
recall
know.
signing anything.
Well, I don't know if you told me this was years ago, like 5 years ago or whatever, where there was a family traveling over in Switzerland, or it might have been Bulgaria. I don't know where they were. And there was a billboard like "Welcome to Bulgaria" or something, and it was that family. It was them. And they
Wow.
went, "That's us," and we're here. Where did they just got the picture off the internet, right? And it looked like a wonderful, happy family enjoying themselves. Took that and ran with it. I guess not expecting that anybody from America was going to show up in Slovenia, and so it's been around a long time.
Yes.
But now you got to be careful, because if someone calls you, and you simply say hello, they got your tone of your voice. If they can get you to say something else,
Engage in a conversation.
engage in the slightest conversation, then they can mold that voice.
This is ironic, Jim, because you and I are songwriters. We record our voices all the time. We've been doing it for years, decades.
Yes.
Are-
It's out there,
should
yes.
we be worried?
This show, yes. They can take that now and they can call up my son and say, "Hi, whoever,
In your voice?
This is Dad. I'm stuck in Buffalo. I
Send money.
got robbed. And I'm fined, and I need $1,000. Do you think you and the brothers could get together? Maybe, send me $1,000. I don't know where to send it. Try Western Union. Yeah, send it to Western Union. But they could do that, and they wouldn't know it's not me unless they said something like, "So how's Mom?" And then I go, "What?" You know what I
But
mean?
if they know anything about your history, if they've
Yeah.
scoured the internet for all the references and associations, your web around you, I bet you could find out a lot about you. Have you ever done that? Where you can search out?
I'm kind of afraid to.
Whoa, I think we need to do that.
Well, I got an email, and I've had more than one of this, from a person I haven't seen in a year. "Hi, Jim. How you doing?" I said, "Oh, great. I'm doing fine. How are you and such doing?"
It's a phone call or it's an email?
No, a text. "How are you and such doing?" "Great. Yeah, we're doing really good. I just wanted to know, did you receive your such and such benefit?" Blocked. Because that's not her.
Yep.
But it's her picture. It's her mate's picture.
Wow.
Everything is her.
So somebody's doing a lot of, what do they call it? Mining? Data mining?
Well, have you ever got I had, again, yesterday or 2 days ago, "Jim, did you just ask me to, did you just friend me? Because if you did, you've been hacked." Because they were already my friend.
Wow.
And I get that once a week. It's not anybody asking really to be my friend. Nobody wants to.
that's sad.
Nobody wants to be
That's so
my
sad.
friend.
All right, let's go back to the whole Screen Actors Guild, Writers Guild of America, and talk about the power of voting with your right to strike.
Well, they got the right to strike, and that's what they're doing.
They didn't
They're
always
striking.
have that right, by the way. The
I
early
know.
days of Hollywood, there was no union. There was no actors union.
There was,
So this is
at one time, there was never unions.
no. So this is all because, and again, I pointed out, these labor associations come about because there are abuses. And the only way you fight abuse is by withdrawing, as you say, walk with your feet. Okay, I'm walking. Good luck with running your factory. Good luck with putting Starship up there. Good luck. Can you imagine? We talk about SpaceX a lot. All those little ants of people, thousands of them, creating that
All
rocket.
owing their living to that big
All
bastard
owing them,
up there
but
in
just
the big
imagine
tower.
if they weren't there.
Just imagine if the big tower wasn't there.
Imagine if everything wasn't there.
Yeah.
What would people
Maybe
do?
we should go back to just little villages, but unfortunately,
Oh, I don't think you can go back to little villages.
don't
But-
you want to deep inside a little bit of you?
No, no. I just
Just a
want to-
touch of you.
Just because I live in a little village doesn't mean I want to go back there.
I live in a littler village than you. Yes, I do.
Okay, so we're talking about the most contentious issue is AI and the studios wanting artificial intelligence to create and own the scanned, digitized voice, mannerisms, and facial features.
That I could not tolerate.
So is this
That
the first battle
that is
of
evil.
humans
That
and
is
robots?
evil, and whoever put that plan together, whoever developed that plan, is just an evil.
It's in the
evil.
back rooms of some Hollywood studio where the executives are
is.
smoking cigars with their feet
Yeah.
up on the big
Yeah.
desks and fancy,
Yeah.
and they got the big lawyers who
Yeah.
are going to sue everybody's ass.
Well, I told you in I think the last show about the person that starred. Maybe it was off in that in
Yeah,
the
who
show,
got residuals?
and it was like 83 cents. What they say, 83
Yeah.
cents was her residuals for the year. 83 cents
And how many
for the year.
episodes was she in?
Oh, season after season.
Season after season.
And that was the only star. She was the only one that played all her parts, and that's what she got out of it.
I don't get it. How's
I mean,
that
I'm
possible?
sure she got paid at the time, but now that it's in syndication, because it's,
You would think there'd
you
be
would
a
think
lot of
there'd be a
ka-ching,
lot of
ka-ching.
money. Ka-ching. No.
Oh my goodness, where will this go? Our music, Jim, is it sacred, or is somebody already digitizing
I'll let
all
you know
of our
when I
stuff?
make a dime.
Oh, we won't make a dime. That's the thing. That's why this is so crucial to do the battle now, because what it means to be human, what it means to be you and I, may be at an end.
Okay,
We'll
on
be
that
in-
note,
We'll be stored somewhere. Is
Terry,
this
I got
Jim?
something to tell you. I'm
all
not
right.
even me.
Oh, gee. Boy, that means we got to check and see your when they cut us, do we bleed?
Whoa.
Bye-bye for now.